Three ANC sub-regional structures in the Waterberg area have been dissolved. The party in the province says this is due to political instability and internal squabbles. Here to tell us more about the decision of the PEC in Limpopo is the Provincial Secretary, Reuben Madadzhe. Reuben, thank you very much for your time and for coming on tonight. The PEC would have set, I think it would have been 3 days ago, and you're coming out now with this particular reason of disbanding one of the biggest, if you like, even regions in Limpopo, the Norman Mashabane region, amongst others. It's actually 2 out of 5 that you're looking at. What has actually happened here? Because in July, this region would have submitted to you their roadmap to election, which were going to be held before the end of September.
Good evening, Thabo, and the viewers of Newzroom Afrika channel. And let also allow us to pass our special greetings to the residents of Limpopo province who are connecting from this great, beautiful province of this country of South Africa. The 3 sub-regions in Waterberg are not being dissolved on the basis of squabbles and infighting. They are being dissolved on the basis that their term of office have lapsed somewhere last year in 2023. Because we were all busy with elections, we couldn't focus on appointing task teams, and we now have ample time to start rebuilding our structures. That is why we are dissolving those sub-TTs, and the next PEC will be appointing the new sub-TTs. You will understand, Tao, that in terms of the constitution of the ANC, the structures of the ANC, when their term of office have lapsed, they don't have a 3-month period to like the membership. If you are a member of the ANC, you have got 3 months more to renew your membership. But the structures, upon the date and the month of their launching arrives, you need to take them to conferences. If you can't take them to conferences, you need to establish those task teams. And that is what we are busy doing currently, Tao, and the viewers.
Precisely, hence I asked you, what has kept them from going to conference, especially that one region? We can speak about the Peter Mokaba, we can speak about the Sekhukhune region as well. But they seem, these particular ones, to have been ready already in July, submitting a roadmap. And if there are no squabbles, why did they not go as planned?
No, I think I need to correct you, because the regions that you have mentioned are going to their conferences in December and November in January. So their term of office have not expired. The ones that their term of office expires is 3 sub-regions of Waterberg district, which is Mogalakwena, Vila Vila, and Thabazimbi. So those are the ones that their term of office have expired somewhere last year. So the regions that you are mentioning, they are due for their conferences in December. They've submitted their roadmap. What is left is for the Secretary General's office to come and do due diligence administratively, so that they can check the readiness of the province and also the regions to convene those conferences, so that you don't have a situation where the conferences are sitting and you are told that delegates are spending 2 days without being registered. Now, the SGO needs to satisfy themselves that indeed this province is ready to preside over these regional conferences.
Yeah. So you are saying those ones, Bilabela, Thabazimbi, and Mogalakwena sub-regions, there were no disruptions to meetings and so on and so forth, things that would have caused those conferences or regional conferences not to sit?
No, the sub-regional conferences, of course, somewhere mid-year 2023, we got the roadmaps of those sub Those are not regions. Those are sub-regions. So those sub-regions, we got their roadmaps together with Liphalale and Modimolle Mokgopo. Unfortunately, the three were disrupted by some group of people that just rocked into the venue and then started disrupting the meetings. Hence, as the PEC, we felt maybe we need to focus more on our election program. We'll deal with them immediately after election. And that is what we are doing now.
Yeah. And does this in any way then hamper the efforts of renewal within the ANC, especially in the Limpopo province?
I don't think it hampers because renewal is a process. We need to start from the membership until to the structures and the leadership to renew so that the entire movement or Congress movement can be renewed. So what we are doing is part of renewal, of making sure that if your time has lapsed as a structure, you were unable to take yourself to conference, in terms of the constitution, the higher authority or higher structure is able to intervene in that regard. And that is what we are doing as part of renewal.
Yeah. Have there been any names that have been submitted to you confirming their candidature, for example, in those regions that you have, or sub-regions, I beg your pardon, that you have mentioned?
Not yet, because there is a process. It's not an issue of just waking up early in the morning and write to your friends and relatives. You need to start from the processes where structures are told of the decisions of the PEC, which we have done. We have communicated that decision on Tuesday this week to our structures. Now, the process that is going to unfold is that the Regional Executive Committee will look at the capable leaders who will then be able to be the interim leadership for, and then come to the Provincial Executive Committee and make that presentation. And the Provincial Executive Committee, if it's well satisfied that these comrades will then be able to be equal to task, then it means those names will be approved and the leadership will go back to structures to announce the appointed task teams.
Now let's turn to another matter. Of course, you are aware, as many are in South Africa, of the passing of one of your comrades there in Limpopo, the former finance minister and governor of the Reserve Bank, Dr. Tito Mboweni. Now, there'll be some, there have been already, and I'm sure there'll be more memorial lectures that will be taking place in the province. What are these memorial lectures going to be about?
The memorial lectures are going to be about the lives and times of Comrade Tito Mboweni, the first Minister of Labor, a comrade who is from a humble beginning, a village called Sasekani in Mhlaba Traditional Authority, who grew up there, went to a primary school there, and later on went to the University of Limpopo, where he couldn't finish his studies, and then went to an exile in Lesotho. And then later on, President Mandela felt it is important for him to appoint him the first Minister of Labor. Subsequent to that, he was then the first black governor of the Reserve Bank. I mean, the first governor of the Reserve Bank was a black person, I mean, whose surname and initials were printed on our notes. I mean, as the province, we are very proud of that. But other than that, when the country needed a finance minister, Comrade Tito, from his retirement, he was then able to sacrifice and go back to government to assist President Ramaphosa with the work of the finance ministry. So all those lectures will be about ourselves as the province, taking pride and celebrating the lives and times of Comrade Tito Mboweni, who was a comrade, a leader, a person from a village like me and you.
Yeah. I mean, are they just going to then end up being talk shops where you talk of this history? Or is there something more concrete coming out of those lectures that you then expect to emulate in the leadership, especially in the province?
No, they can't be talk shop, Tabo. We need to understand that we are where we are, me and you today, because there were a generation which took it upon themselves to fight for the liberation of this country, who majority of them sacrificed their lives, and others, they are still not yet back. Their graves are still outside of this country. And me and you today, we are on this platform because of them. Because if it was during those times, Tabo, I don't think you will be working on a TV station. And I don't think I will be a provincial secretary of the ANC, because the ANC will still be banned. So there is a generation which has helped us, which me and you, we need to appreciate and celebrate their efforts for making it a point that this country is free, where all of us will then be able to express ourselves.
Reuben Madadzhe, I appreciate your time. Thanks so much for coming on so late in the evening.
Much appreciated.
He is the provincial secretary of the ANC in Limpopo. They're on those sub-regions that are now going to hold their conferences, I believe, in the next couple of months. All right, let's take a break now. In Focus continues.